This is ABC 7 News at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones.
And I'm Peter Dubois. First tonight, the defense's work in the Jordan David Bishop trial continued today with testimony from a group of licensed psychologists.
Our Matthew Jurancic has the story.
Following Wednesday's testimonies, the defense called forensic psychologists Dr. Diane Tennis and Charles Robinson, as well as clinical psychologist Dr. David Lawrence, to take the stand to argue that Bishop was, quote, in a dissociative state of mind, end quote, when the shooting occurred. Dr. Tennis was ordered to perform a series of psychological tests on Bishop after he posted bail in October 2019. In her reports, she was the first to diagnose Bishop with PTSD based on the symptoms he exhibited, specifically sleep disturbance and flashbacks to when he served in the Iraq War. She also found the symptoms were consistent with someone with poor impulse control. Dr. Lawrence then took the stand, agreeing with the findings from Dr. Tennis's report. He also said the trauma Bishop suffered from being choked out and his head hitting the pavement likely triggered him to act the way he did without even realizing what he was doing. Dr. Robinson then shared his observations on Bishop based on the surveillance video and his interactions with Bishop. He claims Bishop hitting his head on the pavement likely triggered his behaviors. Bishop declined to take the stand to be questioned by the prosecution. Closing statements will take place Friday morning, with a decision following jury deliberation. In Bangor, Matthew Jurancic reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Union Street in Bangor was briefly shut down after a vehicle went off the road and into a stream earlier today. Assistant Chief Greg Hodge with the Bangor Fire Department says the driver of a Jeep Compass entered the soft shoulder and overcorrected, causing the vehicle to go off the road and into the water.
Luckily, one of our off-duty fire lieutenants just happened to be passing by, stopped and jumped in the water, assisted the gentleman out.
He was not injured in that crash.
Police say they've interrupted an out-of-state drug operation in northern Penobscot County. 2 people were arrested Wednesday after drug agents and police searched a home at 3040 Lee Road in Lee. Maine Drug Enforcement Agency Commander Peter Arno says they seized half a pound of fentanyl with a street value of $37,000, along with $20,000 in suspected drug proceeds. They also say they found several guns. 36-year-old Pedro Manuel Sanchez Lugo from the Dominican Republic and 27-year-old Tom Severance from Lee were both arrested and charged with aggravated drug trafficking. Arno says the search was part of a months-long investigation.
The Maine Attorney General's office is warning the public about an active online scam involving the fraudulent sale of used or antique motor vehicles. They say the scammers are using the names of Maine businesses and individuals associated with those businesses to advertise vehicles for sale. According to the AG's office, scammers get unwitting buyers to wire thousands of dollars for vehicles that they will never receive. The scammers are registering fraudulent website domains using the names of the Maine businesses and are also using emails associated with those domains. Although they do not appear to be physically based in Maine, the scammers are using phone numbers with 207 area codes. They're also using documents that appear to be legitimate, including bills of sale. If a consumer expresses concerns, they may offer excuses or tracking information, but they'll eventually end communication and the vehicle will never arrive. If you believe you may have been a victim of this scam, you are encouraged to submit a complaint to the Maine Attorney General's office.
Meanwhile, Maine's Chief Justice says the state's backlog of court cases remains 60 to 65% higher than pre-pandemic levels. The Chief Justice Valerie Stanfield told lawmakers Thursday that the primary cause stems from the inability to hold jury trials early on in the pandemic. She says other causes include a big increase in felony crimes, the opioid epidemic, and mental health disorders. Stanfield used her State of the Judiciary address to a joint session of the Maine legislature to promote the governor's budget proposal. It includes 4 new judges as well as more clerks and marshals. She also wants a pay raise for judges.
A proposed bill would provide a one-time payment that aims to support the Maine Lobster Legal Defense Fund through the end of the decade. House Republican Representative Billy Bob Falkingham has proposed LD 710 to the Committee on Marine Resources. If the bill is passed, it would allocate $500,000 to the Maine Lobster Legal Defense Fund.
But the bill I'm proposing today is going to be funded in the same way that it was last time, with fees from lobster fishermen's licenses. So this bill will actually be funded by the lobstermen themselves and not use any state tax dollars.
Falkingham says the bill has received bipartisan support, and he hopes that support will help it pass quickly. He says that he anticipates the bill will go to committee in April and the House soon after.
A House Republican has presented a bill to help combat the ongoing school bus driver shortage. Representative Gary Drinkwater of Milford presented LD 1030 to the Committee on Transportation. The bill aims to make the qualifications needed for a school bus driver's license more specific to the job and not just a commercial driver's license. Drinkwater says he has no interest in cutting safety corners and that all the bill does is cut out unneeded information from the certification for bus drivers.
For example, why does a school bus driver need to know how to secure a load? Why do they need to know how to hang meat? Those are things that CDL requires, but it's not pertinent to a school bus license.
According to Drinkwater, the bill is receiving bipartisan support, and he is hopeful that the support will only grow as it moves along through the legislature process.
Maine House Republicans have proposed another bill that would abolish Maine's income tax. Devin Dagnall met with a representative who proposed that bill.
An income tax discourages work, it discourages labor. It's different than all other taxes in that regard.
Thursday afternoon, Representative David Boyer of Poland proposed LD 835 to the Committee on Taxation. If approved, the bill would transition the state of Maine from charging income tax over the next 5 years, starting in 2024. Each year, the state's income tax would incrementally decrease to allow each state department to adjust its annual budgets accordingly.
I figured 20% every year gives each state department time and leniency to make those cuts, find wasteful spending. You're telling me that there's no wasteful spending in government? I have a hard time believing that.
The bill is not without its opposition. Boyer states that opponents of the bill are worried if approved, it would leave the state with too little funding to complete its full duties.
You know, we're looking at a 20% increase roughly from the last budget. So are our roads getting 20% better? Is our services getting 20% better? No, they're not. So this is a reasonable proposal. Cut some spending and let Mainers keep more of what they earn.
According to Boyer, it is expected that the bill will reach the House floor within the next 4 to 6 weeks. During the committee hearing, Boyer acknowledged that it is unlikely this bill will pass, but he will continue to fight for tax breaks where he can. In Augusta, Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, President Biden has approved the state of Maine's request for a major disaster declaration for several counties in the wake of this past December's severe winter storm that battered the state. The president's approval of the disaster declaration for Franklin, Knox, Oxford, Somerset, Waldo, and York counties unlocks federal assistance through the Public Assistance Program. That program provides supplemental grants to state, local, and tribal governments so communities can respond quickly and recover from major disasters or emergencies. The disaster designation also unlocks federal funding so they can develop hazard mitigation plans and rebuild in a way that reduces future disaster losses in their communities. High winds and significant rainfall during that December storm led to substantial flooding, extensive road washouts and closures, as well as widespread power outages and infrastructure damage that are beyond the state's capability to address. And we certainly all have distinct memories of that storm. Trees down in my neighborhood, a tree crashed down in my backyard, just about took out the shed that's in that yard. So yeah, there were messes all over the place for sure.
And we were talking about the repercussions of that storm for a long while.
And
here's hoping that we don't get another major storm, a winter storm like that this season.
Yeah, we'd like to think that we're past the major storm battle.
Right.
So here's hoping. In the meantime, let's take a first check of our forecast and see what's coming in the next few hours.
Thank you so much, Beth and Peter. Our first weather is brought to you by Saliba's Rug Cleaners, Maine's largest rug cleaning destination for over 70 years. Wow. All right, let's talk a little bit about weather. Not the nicest conditions out there today. Some rain in our area indicated here in the green, but look, just up north of Greenville, north of Millinocket area, we're looking at a little bit of snow. As temperatures are much, much colder, those darker blue colors, those indicate some moderate to even heavy snowfall at times. For us, though, nothing like that. We did have a couple of flurries overnight, quickly transitioned into rain with temperatures well above freezing. Visibilities, though, are still a bit down right now. A mile here in town, same story by Bar Harbor. Millinocket, not too bad right now, but look just to the west. Waterville, less than half a mile visibility, so rain is coming down still, and we have quite a ways to go before we are all set and done. Winds are starting to calm down right now. We did have some breezy conditions in the morning. Just the coast right now does have some breezy conditions, Machias into Bar Harbor. Tonight, though, for us, we will finally start to clear up with temperatures hovering close to the freezing mark. Beth and Peter?
All right.
Yeah, I'm looking pretty warm overnight.
Mild overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, coming up on ABC 7 News at 6, Senator Susan Collins questions Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg about funding for Maine Maritime Academy.
And a Maine town has put a moratorium on new solar farms. We'll have those stories and much more as ABC 7 News at 6 continues.
It would appear that the butler did it. But this isn't a whodunit film. It's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on Rogue.
Catch these offers while you can.
One day, I will rock that swimsuit.
Your one day is closer than you think. From fresh meals to one-on-one coaching, Jenny Craig is Weight Loss Made Simple.
Your one day starts today.
Come see us at R&K Variety in Hamden. R&K Variety is more than just a convenience store. With delicious homemade food made fresh daily, we offer hearty meals that don't break the bank. Whether it be our delicious chicken pot pie, our famous lasagna, or one of our savory soups, you can't go wrong at R&K Variety. Looking for a drink after work? R&K Variety is an agency liquor store with an impressive selection. R&K Variety, more than just a convenience store. We're your neighbor, chef, barista, and friend. Stop by today.
Hi, I use Febreze Fade Defy Plug.
And I use this.
Febreze has a microchip to control scent release, so it smells first day fresh for 50 days.
50 days?
And its refill reminder light means I'll never miss a day of freshness. Febreze Plug.
Just between us, you know what's better than mopping? Anything. Ugh. Well, I switched to Swiffer WetJet, and it's awesome. It's an all-in-one that absorbs dirt and grime deep inside.
And it helps prevent streaks and haze. WetJet is so worth it. Love it or your money back.
Taylor Events and Equipment Rental in Bangor for all your wedding and events, tents, tables, chairs, and more. Also, see us for your home project equipment rentals. Taylor Events and Equipment Rental, 1179 Hammond Street in Bangor.
Bucksport Regional Health Center has cared for the community for almost 50 years. We are trusted and compassionate providers. We have also given thousands of COVID-19 vaccines because the COVID-19 vaccine is very safe, very effective, and your best shot at protecting yourself from COVID. Trust us. Trust the vaccine. Protect yourself. Take your shot against COVID-19.
It would appear that the butler did it. But this isn't a whodunit film. It's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on Rogue.
Catch these offers while you can.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Senator Susan Collins questioned Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg today on why the president's budget doesn't include money for Maine Maritime Academy's shoreline improvements. Maine Maritime Academy will be replacing its national security multi-mission vessel in 2024, and there will need to be some upgrades to the docks and shoreline technology to make way for the new training ship called the State of Maine. Collins says that the inconsistency in funding for vessels, but not the infrastructure needed to service them, leaves the project short.
The president's budget does not include funding to continue the support for the shoreside infrastructure improvements at our nation-state maritime academies that are necessary for berthing these newly constructed vessels.
But there is, I think, going to have to be a continued conversation about the responsibilities on the vessel itself and then the shoreside resources.
Money has been allocated to build 5 vessels to replace older ships in the Maritime Academy's fleet throughout the U.S. The president's budget for 2024 does include $19.2 million to cover some unanticipated steel cost increases for building one of the proposed training vessels.
Meanwhile, a Maine town has placed a temporary ban on solar developments after residents shared concerns about moving forward with commercial projects. Our David Ledford spoke with members of that town.
Corinth residents approved a 6-month development moratorium Tuesday. The temporary hold prevents further establishment of commercial solar farms in the town, but will not affect the 3 solar developments that have already been approved. Town manager Stephen Fields says that some community members have shared concerns about the effect additional solar farms could have on the environment, the overall look of the town, and the property value of nearby buildings.
The concern is obviously the amount of acreage they're going to take up and the size of the field that the megawatts that are going to be producing on those solar fields as well. So looking at a variety of different aspects to develop policies and procedures in place for those coming into town to abide by.
However, not all town residents feel that solar farms are a drawback to the community.
It'll probably bring some more jobs around, don't it? I mean, and maybe save us a little bit of money on our light bill. Yeah, I think it'd be good for it. I mean, I think it's good for the towns, but, you know.
Fields says the moratorium will give the town time to plan for the future and determine what is best for everyone involved.
Something that goes along with this process is times change, and we kind of have to look for the future to figure out exactly where we want to position the town for protection for our community, but also for the citizens to the best of our ability.
In Corinth, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, still to come on ABC 7 News at 6, we'll have our full forecast with Conrad Sapinski.
And in sports, Maine softball is back after a 2-week trip to California. They're gearing up for their first conference series of the year. We'll have that story just ahead.
Sharing a little joy starts with arriving in good spirits. The energizing Mazda CX-5, beautifully designed signature interior. The confidence of available iActive all-wheel drive. Find your new Mazda today at Varney Mazda, 260 Hogan Road in Bangor, and discover what Varney value is all about.
Making the time to be together. Supporting local business.
Starting a college savings plan. Expanding our brewery.
Buying our first home. Giving back any way we can.
With big offerings and local bank support, we can help in more ways that really matter.
It's a fact. 2 out of 3 Americans who qualify for Medicare do not receive all the benefits they deserve. If you're eligible for Medicare and Medicaid, a Medicare Advantage plan from Anthem Maine Health can come with all the benefits you want. Call Anthem Maine Health at 1-844-594-1602 today for a free Medicare plan checkup and to make sure you have everything you qualify for in 2023. You can receive extra benefits for a $0 monthly premium, benefits like dental, vision, hearing, and $0 copay for prescriptions. And to help you stay healthy at home, you can have free prescription drug delivery, online doctor visits 24/7, and free exercise classes. You can even receive money toward over-the-counter health items. Don't be one of the Medicare beneficiaries not getting all the benefits you qualify for. Call 1-844-594-1602 today and feel confident you have all the benefits you deserve for 2023.
Looking to haul a new piece of equipment? Homeowners or commercial, Coops Truck and Equipment has the right trailer for you. Coops is the largest dealer of truck flatbeds and hauler bodies in the state and can replace any old rusty bed or outfit any new truck. Our full-service facility can modify all truck and trailers with steel and aluminum fabricators on duty. We are your go-to place for CM truck bodies, H&H trailers, and load trail trailers. For trailers, truck bodies, truck outfitting, and more, it's Coops.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Engstrom's Auto Service in Guilford. We specialize in all foreign and domestic service and alignments.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudol here. Thank you so much for joining us. Maine softball is back from a 2-week-long road trip in California. And they're taking what they learned out west as they gear up for America East play. Tyler Cruz has the story.
We've had a lot of really good experiences on the road. It was a tough schedule, and we knew that going into it. The whole purpose was to prepare.
After 10 games in 14 days in California, Maine softball is back on the East Coast with some confidence and a true sense of who they are.
After coming back from this trip, I feel like after a couple good wins, we really found ourselves and what we decided that we wanted to play like for the upcoming year. I think we learned that we can compete with anyone. I mean, these girls in California get to play every day outside in the sunshine, and we're inside in a building, and I think it just shows that we can compete with anyone.
One of the big things for the Black Bears this season isn't on the field at all. It's all up here, switching from that underdog mentality to the top dog.
There's really no expectations for the underdog, and so this year, we said, no, we're going to be top dogs, and, top dogs have expectations. They're expected to win every day. They're expected to, do the little things right.
We've always been the underdog school, so we're deciding to kind of revert that and be the top dogs this year, and I think it's been really good for our morale.
And in a week from Friday, the Black Bears will cut the ribbon right here. Their brand new softball facility with the home opener set for Saturday, and there aren't words to describe how much this will do for the program.
We've seen it on paper a lot, and just to finally see it in real life is awesome, and I think the girls 100% deserve this.
We're working really hard here at UMaine, and to see that pay off in the end is really nice, and it actually attracts more softball players from the south, from the west to come to Maine because now we have the facilities to be at the best.
And with a state-of-the-art facility comes state-of-the-art expectations, but that's not news to them.
And they know that, but I think they are also taking a lot of pride in it, and they want to show people, why they deserve this new field, and the expectation of, having this new field is, winning.
With a new brand new stadium on your back, it helps. I mean, if you look good, you play good, so.
In Orono, I'm Tyler Cruz, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
Thank you very much, Tyler. Okay, let's stay on the diamond and move on to Husson, where Eagles baseball is starting to wrap up their non-conference schedule after what has been an up and down stretch to start the season. After starting 3-3, they've lost 3 of 4, including getting swept last weekend by Salve Regina. Despite that, of course, the team is grateful for the chance to face the competition to prepare them for NAC play, but they're especially happy because it's a great way for the team's new faces, like local kids Hunter Curtis and Keegan Sear, to gear up for the rest of their college careers.
I think it's just great for our young guys to see the competition that we're going to be playing when we get to a regional setting or into our conference tournament. Just getting those guys used to college baseball, and they're just going to grow.
I've seen a lot of freshmen have that go-get-'em attitude, which I love, and that's one of the big things is that a lot of the guys, younger guys, have that go-get-'em attitude.
The whole team will need that attitude Sunday in their doubleheader against Mitchell College, a team that is receiving national votes. It's their toughest test thus far, but as long as they focus on the less exciting aspects of their game, the Eagles feel that they can compete.
Big thing we've talked about all the time is just do the little things. When we come to practice, just be really good at the boring, we say, and just take that into a game setting and just go from there.
Every game's a new game. As long as we play our baseball, I fully believe that we can go out and compete, and we can beat them just like any other team.
Okay, that's all the time we have for sports. Here's Conrad Sapinski with your full 5-day forecast. Conrad.
Thank you so much, Ryan. Happy Thursday. Our main weather today is brought to you by C&K Variety. Stop by C&K Variety in Herman today for hand-tossed pizza, subs, salads, and more. C&K Variety, your local go-to convenience store. What a messy day out there today. We had some flurries early on, quickly transitioned into some rain, and still continuing to fall. Even to the west, we still have lots of rain to go. Those yellows do indicate some pretty moderate rainfall at times. Up north, though, temperatures are cooler, closer to Caribou. We have some snow, and it is piling up out there. We have winter weather advisories up north. Most of the Northeast actually has rain. Warmer temperatures even into upstate New York, New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts. Same story into Connecticut. everybody is in on some rain. Really warm temperatures have taken over the area, but things will start to change. We'll finally start to clear up. Overnight tonight, I'd say maybe 11, maybe around midnight, we're going to finally clear up. Clouds will be lingering with us until later overnight. Then we start clearing up by tomorrow. Nada, no rain, no snow. We are in the clear, just a few passing clouds. But look what happens by Saturday. Deja vu once again. Another round of rain and snow arrives Saturday into Sunday. So how much more snow are we going to get? Nothing here in town as temperatures are well above freezing, but just up north, like north of Greenville, north of Millinocket area, we're looking at maybe another inch, maybe another 2 inches, especially closer to the Caribou area. Winds were a bit on the breezy end earlier, blowing some of that rain around here in town. Now mostly the coast. Machias into Bar Harbor, Rockland, they have more of a breeze out there. In general, though, not looking too bad. Winds will start to go calm and then ramp up once again by tomorrow afternoon, where wind gusts will be closer to even 30 miles an hour in some spots. And that is why we have some advisories out. Some dense fog advisories have actually been posted, some winter weather advisories, and some coastal advisories as well for some small craft advisories. You know, some of those winds will be blowing, especially off the coast. Temperatures, though, earlier today, check this out. 42 degrees here in town, 43 in Bar Harbor. So near average for what we should be for this time of year. But look at Millinocket, though. 36, Greenville only at 34. So that little transition they're having is more of a cold rain, cold wintry mix. But overall, mostly a snow event up north. For us, though, this is going to continue to stay a rain event. Lighter rain showers throughout the overnight hours. Then we finally clear up. And we'll have some partly to even mostly cloudy skies overnight. Temperatures around 34 degrees. Tomorrow, what a wonderful day. Mid-40s out there, partly cloudy skies and breezy conditions will be in the area tomorrow. Our extended forecast outlook does show lots of sunshine by Saturday, then more chances of rain and snow by Sunday. Beth and Peter?
Tomorrow definitely looking like a dandy. I'm excited for that.
Dandy indeed.
Yeah.
A couple nice days on the way.
Way there, yep.
All right, we'll take that and still more to come after the break. Stay with us.
Tonight's Doc Report is brought to you by Maine Valve, with more than 30 years of experience across the state of Maine, providing top-quality real estate services.
A mystery.
Jessie loves playing detective.
But the real mystery was your irritated skin. So we switched to Tide Pods Free and Gentle. It cleans better and doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
And it's gentle on her skin.
Case closed.
It's got to be Tide.
I really enjoy helping people and watching them grow. I joined Sweetser over 10 years ago as an independent affiliate and have helped countless clients reach their goals. Sweetser provides me an opportunity to help my clients without all the headaches like billing and referrals, you know, things related to actually running a private practice. They take the administrative stress away so I can carry out my true passion. If you are a licensed social worker or therapist, Sweetser's affiliate network is for you.
Gambling took so much away from me. I lost money, friends, so much loss I knew I could never get it all back. But thanks to recovery, I did get back the things that matter most.
In Maine, it's always truck season. And at Thornton Brothers in Lincoln, we are celebrating New Ram Truck Month by carrying the complete line of hard-charging new Ram trucks from light to heavy duty. At Thornton Brothers, you'll find the right truck for cargo space and comfort for those long trips on the road. No matter what Maine throws at you, our trucks have you covered. So come on over and test drive any of our award-winning new Ram trucks at Thornton Brothers, 125 Main Street, Lincoln.
Every year, tens of thousands of older Mainers are abused or taken advantage of, usually by a trusted family member. Don't sign away your home. Even if promised you can still live there, don't hand over your checkbook or credit card. Don't sign legal papers like a loan document or power of attorney without talking to a lawyer first. Protect yourself, your assets, your independence. Free, confidential legal advice is just a phone call away. Call Legal Services for the Elderly.
Tonight, the legal challenges facing former President Trump. Plus, is TikTok a national security risk? The CEO makes his case before Congress. More Americans turn to the most watched newscast on television. World News Tonight with David Muir.
Finally tonight, keepers at a Belgian zoo celebrated a birth they've been waiting 15 months for, a newborn Rothschild giraffe. Mom Jewel gave birth yesterday morning. The 154-pound, 5-foot calf doesn't have a name yet, but he has met his sister Zuri and is getting sturdier on his legs. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources, giraffes, the world's tallest land mammal, are considered a vulnerable species. Although they remain widespread across southern and eastern Africa, their numbers are rapidly declining in northern Africa, with human activity cited as the leading cause. Wow, great to see those two bonding there, and just such a beautiful animal.
It's amazing. I mean, there have been other giraffe births at zoos where, there was sort of a live stream. You actually can see it happen, and it's amazing. They actually fall a bit of a distance when they're brought into the world, and it's amazing. They kind of just pop up within a few minutes. It's extraordinary and really wonderful to see, especially considering they're a little bit vulnerable now.
Absolutely. All right. Love to see it. Well, thanks so much for tuning in, everyone. That's going to do it for us tonight.
Good night, everybody.